Whenever a piece of propaganda comes out and fails, like Dragon Age the Veilguard, Dustborn, or even Relooted, the access media runs defense, and then the cultural Marxists that created that piece of quote unquote entertainment play the victim. We have been heavily criticizing Relooted for several weeks. The developers do not like that, and now The Guardian is saying that developers are speaking out about bigotry on Steam, the world's biggest PC gaming platform, where they are just allowing these developers to demand more tools on platforms like Steam in order to censor us. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, this is a match made in hell. You have the Access Media, who hates independent content creators like myself because, number one, we are actively replacing the Access Media, and number two, we are not parroting the same talking points and promoting the propaganda that they are. And then you have the cultural Marxists within the video game industry who are actively destroying our hobby, who are actively trying to gain power as quickly as possible, and these people want to silence and censor not only independent content creators who call them out, but also my audience, you guys, for calling them out and not buying their slop. They are angry that we are not just shutting up and consuming content. And so we are talking about like-minded individuals coming together and then writing a hit piece demanding that platforms give them more ways to censor us, that platforms do better to fight bigotry and toxicity, and really, at the end of the day, just get us off of the internet in general. So it says multiple game creators describe ineffective moderation on the platform, resulting in unchecked hatred in forums and targeted campaigns of negative anti-woke reviews. Now, what is so funny about the situation is Steam actually does give developers tools to combat some of the backlash that these awful pieces of content face, like with the recent situation on Relooted. Ben Mearns, the CEO and creative director, responded to the backlash the game has been receiving on the Steam forum, saying you can't turn off the forums as a developer, but what you can do is lock down the forums so only owners of the game can chat. So in the case of Relooted, they'd have like 10 people actively chatting on their forums. Right there, you are either making it so people have to buy your trash experience and then you get the money for it, but you are making it so your community is quote unquote safer. They are very angry that there is a, as they say, cottage industry of YouTubers who make videos about the forums if they delete threads. And yes, I will continue to call out censorship heavy losers like you. Now, in the case of the Guardian article, they talk a lot about transgender creators, they talk about female creators. They are really just trying to highlight any sort of minority here so that maybe Steam will listen to them. Because if Steam sees, oh my gosh, people are being targeted unfairly because of their gender or their skin color, we need to do something about this. But I don't think that that's going to work out very well for them because they just look ridiculous. So I am not going to read this entire article because they basically just push the same talking point over and over that gamers are so mean and so rude and so toxic, but I am going to read some of it. For years, the gaming storefront Steam has let abuse and bigotry pass through its moderation according to players and developers who use it. Players? Oh yeah, because you definitely talk to a lot of players here. Cough, cough, you talked to none. You only talked to individuals that either are game developers or claim that they're game developers. You didn't actually highlight any community or player opinions here. so that's a straight up lie. According to developers who spoke with The Guardian, abuse, particularly directed towards transgender creators, is a fact of life on the platform. Everyone is at one another's throats all the time in reviews, discussions, forums, anywhere you can possibly find it on Steam. So, first of all, they are actually establishing that their side, the leftists, are also going on the attack. Are you actually going to moderate your side of the aisle? No, you're not, because you think it's okay when your ilk are running rampant on social media, but it's not okay when people with a different opinion are voicing that opinion online. So you can sit here and say, oh, transgender content creators are being unfairly targeted. If you create a bad game, you are going to be called out for that bad game. I don't care if you are black. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you are either two of the genders, a male or a female. But when you do things like create a bad product and then hide behind your identity, exactly what you're doing now, you're going to get roasted for it. You should never hide behind your gender or your sexuality or anything like that in a discussion. I never once in my life have said, I'm a woman, you can't criticize me, because that is fucking ridiculous. And being transgender doesn't change that, okay? If you're gonna put something on social media, stand by it. And if you're going to post something on social media, people are gonna probably roast you for it. That's a fact of life. Aside from the content on Steam's forum, sources pointed to two main causes for concern: bigoted reviews posted on game Steam pages, which can hugely affect sales for the developers, and Steam curators, self-appointed tastemakers on the platform, directing campaigns against games they perceive to lean left or pursue inclusion. I don't care if your game is inclusive and diverse. Inclusivity and diversity is good when it is actually done naturally. The problem nowadays is you hire companies like Sweet Baby Inc. to comb through your game and tell you how many boxes you can check off on a checklist by altering your content. Now, what they do in this is point to a Steam curator in this group called No Woke. It's got 1,531 followers, which the reason why they're doing this is they're trying to highlight, a small toxic group of vocal people, because if they actually pointed to one of the largest groups that exists on Steam, DEI/SBI detected, that has nearly 500,000 people a part of it, the normies clicking on this article would go, well, wait a minute. Clearly, there's got to be some normal-minded people that are a part of this group. How come they are also supporting this? Wow, is this actually a hate campaign? They need to paint it as being some small, toxic group on the internet when that is not the case. It is just vocal gamers who are unhappy with the state of the video game industry for a multitude of reasons. Do they in this article bring up the fact that, we are talking about rampantly predatory microtransactions in games and unfairly priced games? And then do they actually talk about how these developers will go on social media and attack gamers for criticizing their product? No, they don't mention any of that because it wouldn't help push their narrative. I cannot take articles like this seriously at all whatsoever. They even go on to say that some games have been targeted by Steam curators. Ethan, the developer of Coven, a first-person action horror game set in the 1600s, says that he has been targeted by Charlie Tweets Detected, a curator group devoted to recommending games based solely on whether their developers are perceived to have correctly mourned the assassination of right-wing activist Charlie Kirk. And this is not even close to the truth. People don't want to support lunatics who wish death upon people or celebrate death towards other people. And in the case of Ethan, the developer of Coven, well, he had deleted this post, but luckily I have the archive. He had said, just saw the man with the longest gums get shot. Wish I had not seen that video, no matter the irony. Bruz has to be dead after that. He supports his own death, though, so I guess it's good. Charlie Kirk says gun death's unfortunately worth it to keep Second Amendment. So he deleted this quickly after he made this thread, but there is an archive because the internet never fucking forgets. You're not being unfairly targeted period. People just want to know what type of person they are monetarily supporting, because I wouldn't want to give money to someone like you, and clearly other people don't either. But the Guardian didn't do 2 seconds of fucking investigation because these people are hacks, because it wouldn't help push their narrative. And that's the problem with a thread like this, with an article like this, with even posts on social media like this. You have to see why people are standing against developers that are leaning left. And it is because the ones we stand against are pieces of trash. There are plenty of liberals out there who are normal, who aren't lunatics, who are good people. I'm sure I have quite a few liberals in my audience. That's perfectly fine. You are welcome here. But you have to also understand why, yeah, there is this negative attention that so many are getting. And it is because people like Ethan here say it's okay when somebody dies because he would have wanted it for himself, which is insane. The second you see a video of someone being assassinated, that's where your mind goes to, oh, well, it's okay because he wanted it. That is insane. And so you're sitting here saying developers are speaking out about bigotry on Steam. When are you going to talk to creators like myself who have the different opinion? You're never going to, because Jeffrey Bunting here, who wrote this, who, by the way, doesn't have any social media, is not actually looking to push equality. He doesn't actually want everybody's voice to be heard in a situation. He simply wants the one that could victimize the people best to be heard. So I don't think the Guardian is going to make any sort of follow-up post to this, but if they did, I would be shocked. Either way, this is an insane article filled to the brim with misinformation and straight up bullshit, and I can't say I'm surprised. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.